Streaming cyberspace into your place from South Boston Speedway, it's the Virtual Grip Network's live as it happens coverage of the Dennis the Menace 100, round 8 on the Bootleg Racing League's late model Invitational Series, season 32 schedule. The Dragon is fat and happy in his cave. Despite winning the first 4 races of the season's James Lowe had only built up a 12-point lead in the championship. Lowe went winless in races 5, 6, and 7, but during that dry streak, he increased his lead by another 20 points. Coming into tonight's round 8, when scanning the competition, there is no shortage of those with foolish courage, but the pickings are slim when it comes to, well, finding a warrior with a sword sharp enough to slay the dragon that is James Lowe. Yes, some may draw blood, but any wound struck against the Drake is outweighed by the damage done by Lowe's fiery breath. So tonight, the dragon that is James Lowe will spread its wings and take flight to hunt once more. Most will run and hide to live and race again. Some will stand and fight, hold their ground and fight, only to see their hopes turn to charcoal. So pull the lever on the lazy boy and settle in for the magical, the mystical, the draconic excitement that is the simulated short track racing action that's about to stream your way from Old Dominion, where we give you a warm hello and welcome on this Saturday night, November 22nd, 2025. This is Jeremy Gridlock Scott, once again joining yours truly, Bill Soups on Hype in the VGM press box to bring you our words I view. Replay, Ryan Seneker. No, it's not. Oh, there's a little bit of force of habit there. The boss man, Lowell Jewell, turning the knobs and pushing the sliders. All right, Jeremy, what do you think about tonight?
Well, I was about ready to give my top 10 picks on my favorite Old Dominion hits, and then I realized we're Old Dominion Speedway. So really excited about this. It's going to be an interesting race, especially since everybody's going to be hungry for a win as we enter into the Turkey weekend shutdown.
Indeed. And tonight's race is sponsored by, well, we call him the caveman. He's Trey Bloom. As a birthday surprise for his stepdad, Trey is racing in his grandpa's A5 stock car paint. This way, Trey's dad can see his dad's, Trey's granddad's, car racing around the track virtually. Trey, he has fond memories of his youth when he was pit crewing alongside his dad and grandpa at Wisconsin International Raceway. It's fitting to do this kind of tribute around Thanksgiving, a time when we are thankful for family. So on behalf of the caveman, everyone at VGN says, happy early birthday, Dino. There's a good look at that machine. The roots of sim racing, or of racing, go so far back in family. And there, take a look there. There's Trey Bloom, and there's a beautiful paint scheme he's going to be racing tonight. Keep an eye on him. Look at that beautiful drone cam we have on that. Well, that's a good looking shot.
We put a little bit of nitro in the drone this tonight just for this special event.
There you go. Well, now we have someone to pull for, at least sentimentally here. Not a whole lot to look at when we look at the points. This really has been dominated by James Lowe. You can see him way out in front there. He's got himself a good points gap. It's going to be hard for anyone to catch him unless something bad were to happen to James. There, you see it right there. He's got himself a nice, large margin there. 276 points. The next best is Chris Davis. 3 other drivers have wins this season. Davis is one of them, as is Adam Shane, and then the quiet man, Ruben Ortiz, also picked up one. All familiar names in there. No rookies in that list. Nice to see Alan Wanamaker down there rounding out your top 10. Season coming to an end. We hope everybody has a good Thanksgiving planned. We'll be off for a little while here at VGN. Normal rules tonight, 100 laps. You got to take the same girl home you brought to the dance, finish on the same tires you start with.
Yeah, I say large Marge. Every time I say large margin, I get told to tell him large Marge sent you. So no surprise that we see James Lowe with that big margin. And Soup, I think you've got some pretty interesting plans for Thanksgiving.
I do. I have some family coming up to the little mountain cabin where I have my second home, my vacation home. So that'll be fun. And I appreciate you filling in for me. Monday night, we got a good race coming up. We're doing we have a fun race coming up from the Red Light Racing League. You don't want to miss that one. And my partner's going to fill in for me, and I appreciate that. And my family appreciates that too.
Talk more about that later on in the show. But yeah, with the money that I'm making from the Thanksgiving Thunder, for once I don't have to smoke the turkey. We're going to the smokehouse down the road to pick it up after I get off work on Thursday. Yeah, I'm working again on Thursday. Shocker.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That's a well, we hope you have a good Thanksgiving. Get yourself some family time around that. Okay, qualifying is done. Now remember, gridding is set by inverting the top baker's dozen from the previous race. So there really is no qualifying. It's practice. So starting on the pole right now, we'll give you that starting grid. It's going to be the Canadian Goose, John Wilson. He's going to be inside of Todd Liston. Look for Liston to be tough. He might get his first win here starting on the front row.
It's going to be interesting to see if that happens. Kyle Feemster's in row 2 alongside the number 7 of Chris Davis.
Alan Wanamaker is going to go in 5th. Electric Boots, Benny Ellison starting in 6th.
It's the brothers Hilbert and row 4, brother Tom alongside brother Steve. So you just take their numbers and kind of flip them around to see where they're going to be.
There you go. And the Hilbert that finishes the best gets the gizzard at the Thanksgiving dinner. Bruce Pearson, Double Deuce Bruce, starting in 9th. And there's your point leader. Going to have to start on the outside row tonight. James Lowe in 10th.
Safe the neck for me, Clark. Adam Shane will be alongside Ruben Altice, the quiet man, in row 6.
Cucumber Kurt Smith in the baker's dozen spot inside of Mark Herzog.
Take a look at Trey Bloom, number 32, and alongside Mike Holloway in row 8.
And then coming in there at the very end is Kenny Allen. Good to see him back with us here, racing in his number 17.
So the field working their way around. They'll get the green this time by. It'll be John Wilson's 2 call here at South Boston Speedway. Very historic speedway in South Boston. Actually, not too far away from Virginia International Raceway. So a very racy area there in Virginia. Pace car will be pulling off here momentarily, taking the hard left, and right there it is. It's Wilson. It's Liston, and it is green. Wilson with an interesting start as he takes already the lead by about 2 to 3 car lengths coming off of turn number 2. But Todd Liston knocking on the door already has some beating and banging on the wall.
Front 2 starting to pull away. Yeah, I thought Liston would be a little more competitive, but he's going to tuck into second, let Wilson lead a few laps out there. First side by side is Wanamaker as he gets a little bit of a bump there to the 45. Electric Boots and going around is one of the Hilberts. And caught up in it is our points leader, James Lowe, and the quiet man, Ruben Altice.
Well, so far so good. We're still clean and green for some reason, but nonetheless.
I can't believe that. We stayed green. There were cars that were slowed up behind that, so the field is really bifurcated.
I wonder if race control just kind of fell asleep there, asleep at the wheel. But nonetheless, yeah, there's just a little bit of bump, and a rare bump out of the 99 of our points leader, James Lowe.
There, we saw the replay on TV there as we bring it to you. Nothing much going on up front. Now, of course, a yellow flag will bring everybody back together. But right now, if we can look at the leader, Wilson, he's come right up on the back so early as he's running down. That is Kenny Allen. Now, Kenny wasn't involved in that, but he had to get on the binders so he didn't get anything. James Lowe is still racing out there.
Yeah, James Lowe sitting there in 15th spot, so caution is something that our points leader will desperately need, as we see some drivers trying to highlight. Kyle Feemster is that driver, but he's really falling back as Tom Hilbert goes to the inside. He's going to get that 4th place coming around turn number 2, but they're still side by side as Feemster able to get back on the gas on the outside of 2, but still going to lose that spot. And behind him is Benny Allison in the 45.
Tom Hilbert gets the best of that battle. Feemster still stuck on the outside. Here comes Electric Boots on the inside. That's the place to be. Feemster stuck out there. Adam Shane, who has a win earlier this season, gets that pass made. Now they get single file. They're most of the field here, a lot of the field, waiting for that caution so they can get caught back up.
Well, that's the case, but nonetheless, I think that once Wilson catches up with Kenny Allen, the race may be afoot, because it seems like the passing is difficult here at South Boston. You only have that one groove, and it is really down low, almost up against the wall, except for 3 and 4. Looks like you can get away with going maybe a half car width higher through those turns, but also something to keep in mind for later in the race. Soup. Start finish is a little later than what we're used to. It's closer to turn 1.
Indeed, that's so you're going to have to get your pass done. A little bit of extra time there as you come out of 4. We're looking at the leader. Now, if we can pan back a little bit, you can see back there, there is Liston and Wanamaker. If we go back 1 car, there they are. A little close battle there. We'll set the table for you. Nice run. Got to give a tip of the hat here. Tom Hilbert racing. He's the 3rd car you see in line there, the white car. Probably burning up a lot of tire equity. Hilbert, not really notorious for being able to save stuff. He likes to race up front as long as he can and then hang on as long as he can there at the end. Adam Shane racing in 5th in that dark car.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see how this all pans out. Liston is kind of the cork in the bottle right here, as I think once Wanamaker catches up and tries to get around, I think that Wanamaker also burning some of the tire equity. Chris Davis, by the way, sitting in 11th place. Your driver with the fastest lap time with 15.590. But Adam Shane kind of hanging back there in 5th place. Looking at the lap times that he's running, Soup, and I was running about the same times as everybody else, but yeah, just trying to see that tire equity.
Let's look at Bruce Pearson. He's in a little bit of a battle. Mike Holloway, who was late to the race, we didn't think Mike was going to make it, showed up late. He just makes the pass. Bruce Pearson out there in the Mission 22 Special, giving everyone a little bit of racing room. James Lowe goes underneath him. And I believe now Pearson is going to be next to the last car on the lead lap. What's interesting, though, here with this lap traffic, this is not a normal case, buddy, a partner. I didn't mean to buddy you there. I don't know where that came from. That was kind of, honey, I'll give you a honey. This lap traffic is very competitive. The only reason they're so far back is because they had to slow down because of the incident. That said, I'm not sure if Pearson is feeling all that good. He seems to be surrendering positions left and right. Okay, darling.
I'm not your buddy, pal.
Yeah, all right. Sorry about
that. No, well, here's the thing, too. You got Pearson and Allen there. Yeah, I think once, of course, Pearson does the normal thing that he does when he's in trouble, just decides to go high and let the leader by. So John Wilson already trying to get some lap traffic in the way between he and Todd Liston. 1.5 seconds separates the 2 drivers right now on the track. I'll tell you what, Kenny Allen runs some competitive lap times in spite of being involved in that incident. So it's a shame to see that he got stuck in the middle, because what might have been for that number 49.
Indeed, and I guess I'd be remiss to blow off the point standing battle here. We still have, well, what is this, round number 8, so we still have 9, 10, 11 to go. I guess there's an outside chance that James Lowe might not be able to get it. Let's look at we're looking at this great battle here. That's Pearson giving more room, letting guys around. That gets sorted out.
Is that a little bit of impatience out of Adam Shane as he kind of sends a message to Hilbert? Hey, I'm behind you. I want to get around you. Passing's going to be at a premium here, as we see now. Shane has lost just a little bit of ground there between he and Tom Hilbert, or was it a chance of Hilbert just losing a little bit and Shane just nowhere to go? Either way, we still have this great battle for 4th place, and not too far behind them. Looking their chops are Ellison and Feemster. That's the battle for 6th place. Wanamaker still sitting in 3rd, though, about a half second behind Liston.
Here's my favorite camera shot. There we go as they come. Now, I want to draw our attention, if we can take our director to give a little love here to Chris Davis. Davis is currently racing in 10th position. He started in 4th. He's fallen back a little bit, but probably more important to Davis is he has Ruben Altice and Mark Herzog between him and James Lowe, who races in the Baker's Dozen spot. So, you know what the problem was? Davis had a end-of-line penalty to start the race, so he had to check up and was able to work his way through all the melee in front of him. Racing in 10th now, 3 spots up on Holloway. I'm sorry, on Lowe.
Yeah, not a bad way to start. Tail end of the lap, so tail end of the leaders, I should say, and working way up through 10th. And yeah, it's just great to see that he was able to get around some of that lap traffic. And this battle between Shane and Tom Hilbert still heating up again. This is for fourth. Hilbert has it. Shane wants it. As Hilbert goes just a little bit high, gives Shane a little bit of hope to try and get around. Not going to make it happen. If he wants to try anything, he's going to have to try and do it on the entry of the corner because Hilbert just has that car parked right through the line, and that's exactly where Shane wants to be.
Oh my goodness, Hilbert leaving the door open just enough to tempt Adam Shane to get down in there. Shane's going to have to be very, very selective on the move that he makes. He takes a little wider entrance into the corner so he can get a sharper end. This is fun. Shane trying all sorts of different racing lines, working the high side, working the low side. Both sides of the street like a jaywalking milkman, my dad used to say. This is fun. Let's stay on this one. Now Shane tries to get a good bite off of 4. And cannot get it done, but look at this. Hilbert's going to leave the inside open for him. Still can't get it done.
Hilbert's just opening that door, giving Shane smells of grandma's pie already being made a week in advance before the big dinner. But Hilbert's kind of teasing him, just like Big Brother would do on Thanksgiving. And now that has given Ellison a chance to close in even further. So that 2-car battle for fourth now turns into a 3-car battle as you're seeing even more cars clog up back there. And I think once Hilbert gets out of the way, that's where we're going to see a lot of different passing as Holloway dives out of the pits.
Yeah, that was the slow car you saw as they went around. He just ducks down in there. Other cars that are in there. Bruce Pearson. Remember, we saw him struggling. He's in pit lane. Not sure if he's done or just trying to get some repairs. If I know Bruce, if the car's raceable, he'll sit in there and bring it back out and just have whatever fun he can have here on this Saturday night.
Well, Shane did get around to Hilbert there, so that's a 4th spot. As now Ellison's knocking on the door of Tom Hilbert. So Hilbert really took him to lap 36 to start encountering trouble. Really held his own there as he goes high up for, a little bit of a sideways out of Shane. And that car's not handling well. That's the second time in about 4 or 5 laps I've seen Shane try and wrestle that car coming off of turn number 4. So now Hilbert's seen some sort of opportunity to get that 4th spot back.
Yeah, Hilbert has lost the spot. Now he has Shane gets it gathered up and try to get a little momentum going on. Oh, Electric Boots gets tagged. He got loose right in front of Kyle Feemster.
Well, the race director got woken up because we have a yellow.
There's a lot of drivers are happy to get that caution.
Let's see what happens, and it just looks like just in the axis of danger. You cannot be in there. But here's the thing with South Boston, there's not much room. As you see, there's 3 lanes there that a driver can be on. And let's take a look there. Yep, just turn to left there on the exit and nowhere to go.
Okay, with that said, page 17 on the VGN Commentator Handbook says whenever you have a driver that is going to sponsor a race, call him up on the first opportunity to interview him. So let's see if we can bring up the caveman. I'll take the first question. See if we can bring Trey Bloom up here and talk to him. Trey, it's Soup up here in the booth. We'd like to thank you for sponsoring this race. Tell us a little bit about the paint scheme you're racing.
Hey, Soup. Yeah, I had this idea, I think, early last year when my parents came out and visited me in Montana, and I was trying to figure out when was a good time to do it for my grandpa's birthday in August or my dad's birthday here in November, and just kind of worked out that we're doing it here in November. So it's grandpa's race car from back in the day, and I wanted to try to recreate the paint scheme best I could from the old pictures for the late model tonight.
You worked Go ahead. You got it.
I was going to say, I could tell that it's a Wisconsin paint scheme because you take a look at the sponsor, Dr. Pepper, of all things out there. But, it's great to see a vintage Midwestern paint scheme because you take a look up and down, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Illinois, Iowa. That's what those cars looked like back in the day.
Yeah, I was trying to get some of the other front decals, but I think I got all the ones that were important. So happy birthday to Dino, and let's try to go win this.
All right, they're doubling up. Go get them. You got a partner.
All right, so we're just about set to get started. It's John Wilson, Todd Liston on the front row as it's Wilson's restart to call. Green flag is back on the air as Wilson gets down low and starts to defend. Look at Alan Wanamaker, though, getting into third place as Adam Shane had an opportunity to get around Wanamaker. Does not make that happen. Behind them, they're side by side as your defending series champ, Kurt Smith, actually is going to make a muscle pass around the outside, but he's going to lose that to Tom Hilbert. So your top five still unchanged from when we started as Smith tries to do the impossible and pass on the outside.
Indeed, doing the impossible is his only action right now because they are lined up behind him. I think Kurt's going to burn off whatever tires he needs to get this pass done. He has a shot to get it done on Tom Hilbert. Tom will race as hard as he can. This is a good run for Tom. Well ahead of his brother right now. Good drive off of four from Smith. He's going to come across. He's going to get credit with at least being ahead of Hilbert that time, but he can't finish the pass. Hilbert drifts up a little bit, does not get into Smith. Boys, you got to get this settled down. Hilbert now slowing down. I think Smith is going to get this good drive off the bottom from Tom. They get together.
Oh.
They unget together.
I'll tell you what, that's one thing about Hilbert. If he bumps into you, he's going to make sure that you end up straight. And it's easy to be faster than your brother when your brother's still in the pits from that lap one incident. Here comes Mr. Aggressive Chris Davis to the inside of our defending series champion. That's a battle for 7th place as Chris Davis now takes that position. So now Smith has to get low before anybody else decides that they want a piece of last year's champion.
Oh, this is a great battle. Tom Hilbert doing everything he can. Hang in there, Tom. Hold down that top 5 position. He's got the young rookie working on. Kyle Feemster gets underneath him. Hilbert's going to pin him down. They bang again, a little bump, a little hip check, a little punch, a little bang. They bunch again. Hilbert gets a car, gets some wall, gets some car, and finally Feemster gets the position. I think Tom may just be ready to surrender now. He's put on a good show, and now he's going to let guys get to the inside of him. They are banging up behind him there.
You know, Soup, I might be speaking out of line. A little bit of a wiggle there by what looks like the quiet man, Ruben Ortiz. Anyway, I might be speaking out of line. Of course, I need to press the right button to speak, too. But I think the better that Kyle Feemster gets, he might be the thorn in the side of James Lowe because really Feemster's impressed me with how good he's been throughout the season.
Talk about season. I think what he needs is just a little bit of seasoning. We're looking at that battle there as Hilbert continues to drop a little farther back. That is Herzog getting the best of it. Kurt Smith is back in business here. He's going to take another shot at Hilbert. Didn't work. Hilbert finds the wall. That's a little easier for Smith to get by. Here comes the quiet man.
Well, and Hilbert, lost that front clip, and it just suddenly, poof, ended up back on. So he's able to get through it. Of course, now he falls back into 11th spot as your points leader has gotten around and into the top 10. So we're watching the Hilbert fall back through the field as we see a battle for third place heat up between Wanamaker and Shane. Wanamaker with another great showing. A lot of drivers having some promising showings here in this race at South Boston. You take a look at Wanamaker, Shane, Feemster. Those are the 3 that really have impressed me so far tonight.
All this going on behind John Wilson, who has led the whole way. And you can see there just to the left of your screen, that is Liston. He's got about 10 car lengths to Wilson, and Liston just biding his time. He knows he has plenty of time to get there. We're just 7 laps past the halfway mark.
Well, I think, too, you take a look back there, Wilson having to deal with lap traffic here shortly as we see low to the inside of Altice. And lots of great battle in here. And Altice is quiet and as kind as he is, he's not giving Lowe an inch. And really the best out of all the drivers who have to defend their position up high.
Indeed. Lowe continuing to work, and all this is going to do is just take a little bit away from how competitive Lowe can be at the end. He's, he'll probably be there. He seems to always get there. But he's certainly using up a lot of tires right now. If you're talking big picture, Chris Davis, who sits second in the points, well back though, but I guess still mathematically having a chance. He's racing in 6th.
Oh, still plenty of time, for something to happen this season. Yeah, we only have a handful of races left, but nonetheless, Lowe looking pretty good there. Trying to go the inside. Oh, a little bit of a spin there. Shane decides to use a bumper, straightens out Wanamaker once again, but Feemster's going to go up high. He's going to gain some spots. So is Chris Davis, as both Shane and Wanamaker are going to lose multiple spots after that ta-ta-ta.
Boy, how quickly things went south for both of those guys. That car in the middle there, that is the 57 of Mark Herzog. He's our big mover, up 8 spots. But Dave is able to pick up a few more and now has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars between him and James Lowe. So he'll, if it ends right now, he can knock off a few points off that point.
Well, Soup, I don't know if you've checked the chat, but Aunt Mary Alice has some company, although it looks like it's from the Adam Shane fan club. Not sure how they feel about that incident there with Shane, but he's still in the top 5, as your top 4 drivers now have all retained their grid spots from earlier on this evening. But yeah, a lot of fans for Adam Shane out there in the chat.
Well, we're looking at him right now. The dark 79 working on the white number 7. That's Shane working on Davis. Davis second in points. Both Davis and Shane have wins this season. Herzog does not. He's a veteran of the series, and he's back there maybe faster of the 3.
Yeah, Herzog with a good showing as well. South Boston really bringing the best out of some drivers that we don't normally see out at the front, as Herzog holding his own, trying to catch up to Shane, but Shane go to the inside of Davis around 3 and 4. Little bit of a rub, little bit of a bump, and Davis gets sideways right into the wall, and that's going to bring out our second caution.
And Wanamaker got into Davis. I thought they were going to get it sorted out. I thought Davis was going to get turned a little bit, and then maybe Shane would be able to straighten him out. It didn't work out. Bump and a second bump, and Davis gets the worst of it. Two drivers that are very, very familiar with the Race Stewards trailer.
Well, and that is why I sit here in the booth and I don't make those calls. Kenny Allen also involved in that incident. Wanamaker, as we mentioned. So some runs for some very fast drivers. Oh, there goes our points leader having to slam on the brakes, though he will retain 10th place. Yeah, that was an interesting incident.
All right, buddy, who you want to talk to?
Oh, let's talk to our points leader sitting there in 10th place, James Lowe. I know he was involved in that earlier incident, but James, it's Jeremy and Soup up in the booth. It seems like that this racetrack is pretty tight when it comes to racing. As that first incident that you had, you're having some problems getting up through the pack.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of room, and cars kind of ruined, so just trying to make do with what we got here.
Aunt Mary Alice is watching. Are you close enough? Is she a Thanksgiving guest?
She's not too far away.
All right, well, see if you can have her over, and you're beginning to double up. Good luck to you.
Thanks.
Aunt Mary, come on. There's room either at your house or your nephew's house. If you can't make it for dinner, come on over for pie.
Pie. Chris Davis in and out of the pits. He'll be last car on the lead lap as the field doubling up. John Wilson, Todd Liston once again on the front row. Kyle Feemster, Adam Shane make up row 2. By the way, Shane, Herzog, and Smith, your highest climbers so far. We'll get the final totals right now once we get a lap in the books. But the pace car is off once again. John Wilson with another great start as he makes his way around. And look at Feemster try to go to the inside of Liston. Almost gets to that left rear corner panel, but still does not make it. I got to say this is the first time that we've seen Liston actually hang tight with the Canadian Goose.
Indeed. I thought Liston had just been playing it cool, taking his time. I think he got the yellow that he wanted. But now If the 87 has anything for the 75, Liston, it's time to show it, as we are 3/4 of the way through this race. And I'll tell you right now, the Canadian Goose looks to be really smooth. It's going to be a wire-to-wire victory for him if he can hang on for another 24 laps. He looks really smooth.
He really does. And of course, we see the 57 of Herzog trying to go around the inside of Feimster for that 4th spot. But yeah, the Canadian Goose looking nice and smooth, just trying to kind of like you're flying in formation to get down to Florida for the winter. So no surprise there. But here's a great battle. Trey Bloom goes high, wide, and handsome around Ruben Altice for 7th spot. And so does James Lowe. By the way, Adam Shane up 8 spots, Herzog up 9, Kurt Smith up 7.
Go back, look at Altice. He's in that battle with Lowe. Getting that sorted out. Lowe now moving up into what would be 8th position. He's got Trey Bloom, our race sponsor, next on his hit list. We look at the 87, and I just think Liston is getting the most out of the car that he can. He can't hang with Wilson. And now maybe we have to pick who might be. Oh, that is Feimster gets into and he straightens him out. No, there he goes around is Adam Shane.
Oh, we're yellow once again, and I've got to say this. One has to wonder if Liston is saving equipment as we take a look at the replay from on board. And lots of polite spinning, I've got to say, but Shane just could not hold on to it. Smacks the inside wall, and he's going to be tail end Charlie here as we get back started racing. So this has been quite the interesting race we've seen today.
Let's talk to Todd Liston and find out what's going on with him. He certainly doesn't seem to have it tonight. Todd, it's soup up here in the booth, man. If you're going to make a move, it's time to make it, but you don't seem to have anything for John.
No, I think we blossomed already this race. I think we're just trying to hold on.
Well, it's better to be early bloomers than not bloomers at all, but regardless, 2nd place, not bad so far tonight.
Yeah, we'll see what we can hold on to.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Steve.
He's got the rookie behind him who has been, how can I put this, very confident so far this race. He'll be starting right behind. I think Liston's going to have his hands full here trying to hold Feimster back.
Yeah, confidence one thing to say. James Lowe, by the way, quietly making his way up to 7th in a track that's very difficult to pass. So that's something to watch out for here as we have, we're coming to lap 84.
Indeed. Herzog has been good. He'll be starting on the outside, 4th position. Kurt Smith, Cucumber Kurt, doing what he does, this quietly, find him his way up to the top 5.
Yeah, Herzog, the highest climber of the race so far, up 10 spots, I should say. That was Kurt Smith that was up 8 as we're doubling up here. Lights out on the pace car. It'll be Liston and Wilson once again on the front row with Wilson's restart to call. Feimster and Herzog, then Smith and Bloom. Row 4 is James Lowe and Ruben Altice, Kenny Allen, Tom Hilbert. Row 5 as Adam Shane is made it to the back of the lead lap. Pace car will pull off here right about now. There it goes. As Wilson takes the field down into the restart box. Green flag is out once again as Wilson gets a good restart. But here comes Feimster looking to the inside of Liston as the 57 of Herzog also wants to come and play.
Feimster has been fast and aggressive, and now he only has one car between him and his first victory. Herzog, I think, may be the guy to watch. I don't know if he has enough laps as 13 is to do it, but the 57, that in and out machine, really quick. Kurt Smith is on his way forward.
Oh, yellow.
Is on his way back. Go ahead.
Yellow, as we got 2-3 cars at the back who have had some incidents as the pace car tries to rush out and catch the field. And now we'll see what Feimster can do from the outside. Let's see what happens here, as I believe it's going to be involving our the 49. Yep, just a hit and Adam Shane involved in that as well. So Kenny Allen, Adam Shane, and I think that was Wanamaker that was involved as well. No, that was the 25 of Hilbert.
Yeah, that was Hilbert that got him. Wanamaker. Hilbert got him on the tail. Wanamaker got him on the front nose. Kenny Allen having a quiet run.
Let's bring up Mark Herzog, sitting in third place in the in and out number 57. Mark, it's Jeremy and Soup in the booth. Gotta say this, looking pretty good in third place, up 11 spots so far.
Yeah, it's been an interesting race. That very first kerfuffle, I thought there was going to throw a yellow, and I was just cruising around, and people were flying by, and I thought, oh no, there was no yellow.
Yeah, we noticed that as well. Okay, the Thanksgiving break is coming up, so this is a good time. If you're going to, like, get into the leader and turn them, we have a long break before now in the next race. The race stewards may forget about it by the time we go, and you may not have to pay the penalty. So, you know, there's nothing wrong with going to get them.
Well, I see where you're coming from, Soup, but yeah, I just don't like doing that.
That's
I
not
mean,
your
you know.
All right. Well, you know, Thanksgiving is coming up, so if there's any good time to kill a goose, it's right now.
Well, I'm just giving thanks I'm able to be out here with these guys when I can and get some good racing in. And you guys putting on a really good broadcast for us. So, and I got to thank the wife, Linda.
All right, go get them.
Ladies and gentlemen, Soup forgetting that this broadcast is also tape delayed on YouTube, so just keep that in mind. And yes, goose is pretty good for Thanksgiving. I did see somebody at the Jewels with a goose in their car. Green flag is back underway. John Wilson with a good restart, but Kyle Feemster, oh man, I think this is his first restart on the front row, because now Herzog going to the inside. Feemster having some problems trying to catch up to our leader.
So here's the deal. We don't know how good John Wilson is, because he hasn't been pressured this whole race. Now Herzog gets a good drive, and he gets into him. The goose is cooked.
Ladies and gentlemen, we call that foreshadowing.
And then it's the Blues Brothers behind him. And is that going to put our rookie out in front? I believe so.
Puts our rookie in front, but the points leader in second place. Something Golden Horseshoe.
Oh, this is just too beautiful. It is Thanksgiving, and John Wilson, my goodness, little onion cranberry stuffing inside of that number 75.
So let's set this up. Kyle Feemster, your leader. James Lowe, second. Kurt Smith in third. You've got two champions in the top three. Alan Wanamaker, fourth. Tom Hilbert in fifth. This race has just been literally upended as Altice has to come into pit road for penalties.
You have, talk about a tale of two cities here, the best of times, the worst of times. You have rookie Kyle Feemster. Certainly has had his share of contact this race. Not saying that any of it was his fault, but then you have the veteran, a champion, looking on his way to his second championship with his Aunt Mary Alice watching on the outside. Youth against experience.
Well, we got the wave around because we got three cars between our leader and the pace car. Let's see, 96. So we will probably most likely have a green-white checker. Oh, no, we are doubling up now. So it'll be lap 90, working lap 98. So 3 laps to go. This is gonna be a little tight, Soup, as Feemster and Lowe are on the front row. Smith and Wanamaker make up row 2. Car pulls off. What can the rookie do? Into the restart box he goes. Green flag is out. What a fantastic start by Feemster for his first ever restart. Low, though, he's good in that middle line. He's going to try his best, but Feemster knows the game. He's going to try and block the inside, and indeed he does. It's Feemster, Lowe, and Smith. 2 laps to go across the line. Feemster with a 0.2 of a second advantage over your points leader, I should say, as they work their way through turn number 3. The rookie trying to win his first race as they're side by side near the back. White flag is out. Can Feemster make the job happen as Lowe did the impossible coming from the back after an early race incident, but it's going to be not enough as Feemster gets the fastest lap this time by, wins his first race, and takes his first victory in his rookie season. James Lowe second, Kurt Smith third, Wanamaker and Tom Hilbert with a fantastic showing in 5th spot.
Mark Twain was wrong when he said experience and treachery will outdo youth and exuberance every time. That's not the case tonight, as the rookie gets the win, and we think it's the name that you might want to scribble on your refrigerator wall there, the door of your refrigerator. Go ahead, put it up there in a little sticky. Keep an eye on this guy, Kyle Feemster, as he picks up his first career win at a Bootleg Racing League broadcast event. The racing is over, the broadcast is not. We'll take a short break. We'll come back, run down the entire finishing order, talk to some of the drivers before we put a lock on this Thanksgiving gate. Don't go far. You're watching VGN.
This is your chance to get behind the wheel. The opportunity to race just like the pros. From the grassroots levels, where we all got our start, to the most popular race cars on the planet. From the fairgrounds of Nashville to the high banks of Daytona, to tracks that will never be forgotten. Realistic driving, intense competition, all from the comfort of your own home. This is the ultimate motorsports simulation. This is iRacing.
From South Boston Speedway, or otherwise known as SoBo, this is the Virtual Grip Network's Live as It Happens coverage of the Dennis the Menace 100, Round 8 on the Bootleg Racing League's Late Model Invitational Series. It's season 32. Well, the results are in. Let's give them to you now. We started with 17 drivers. Let's tell you how they finished. He started in third, but he finishes in first. He's a rookie. It's his first career win on a broadcasted event here on VGN. We're talking about Kyle Feemster. Right behind him, no matter what happens, James Lowe seems to get a good finish, and that's what he did. Started in 10th, comes home in second, even after getting caught up in an early incident. Again, a driver doing what he does. Kurt Smith started in 13th, finishes in the podium position in third. Alan Wanamaker raced up front for most of the race. He'll come home in fourth. Tom Hilbert was up and down. He's going to get himself a top 5 and the gizzard at the Hilbert Thanksgiving table. Well done, Tom, as you beat your big brother. Todd Liston raced in second for most of the race, faded late. Chris Davis was up and down and up. He'll finish in 7th position, 3 spots from where he started. No, he started at the back due to the end of the line penalty. Adam Shane will come home in 8th with Kenny Allen. Boy, he snuck a top 10. Well done, Papa Kenny. And then John Wilson raced up in front for so much of the race, led 92 of the 100 laps, and all he gets out of it is a 10th place finish for the Goose. Partner?
Mark Herzog and Trey Bloom will round out your last cars on the lead lap. Mike Holloway 1 lap down in 13th, but he and Trey Bloom provisionally will be the front row sitters next race out. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. Ruben Altice, Benny Elson, Bruce Pearson, out of the race, and Steve Hilbert was the big victim in that lap 1 incident.
With that said, let's bring in our race winner, Kyle Feemster. We'll bring him in here for an interview. Wait to see. Kyle, you got a copy of Soup?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, they tell me that the 4 things that a man remembers when he gets on his deathbed is his first kiss, his marriage, his first child, and his first win on a VGN broadcast. Congratulations.
Hey guys, yeah, how about that? That was fun. Thanks. First off, apologize to Adam and Benny. It's super hard to pass. Everybody's just on the bottom, and I'm trying to go, and I got into 2 guys there, so apologize to them first off.
Yeah, I've been doing these for a long time. You're not the first person to apologize in a victory interview. How did the car feel out there tonight? Did you things just kind of worked out for you, and you found yourself up front?
Yeah, for sure. The first 45 before that first caution, I wasn't even full throttle any lap, just saving the rears, especially the right rear. I could have, if it would have went green, I think I would have ran them back down. Maybe not the 75, but I just saved that much tire, which is why I had so much more speed on the bottom, especially when I ran into the 79 there. I wasn't even in the throttle. I was just rolling the bottom, and he was on the brake or trying to diamond off the corner and checked up, and that's when I got into him. So it was a fun race. I mean, chaos, and my week got ruined last week, so come back and get him this week.
You've podiumed before, right? We've interviewed you once before. Am I correct?
Yep, that's right.
All right. If I remember right, North Carolina, but maybe not. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. I was born and raised in North Carolina. I joined the Army when I was 18 and spent 8 years on active duty. Started playing iRacing in 2011, and now I live in Statesville, my hometown where I was born, and I'm married and got a little girl.
What's the wife's name?
Her name's Beth.
Yes. All right. Well, tell her you're starting to pick up the wins. She might want to watch this. Beth, congratulations. Your man got his first victory. I think first of many to come. Congratulations. We'll see you down the road.
Hey, thanks, guys. Thanks for the broadcast, and have a good night.
Kyle Feemster gets the win. All right, partner. You got James Lowe.
I do. I have our points leader, James Lowe, and I've got to say this. If it weren't for that last incident, I think that things would have gone just a little bit differently. Let's talk about that. How did you save yourself from getting involved in that one?
Honestly, I don't really know. I just saw a little opening there by the wall, so I went and just kind of scrubbed up against it and somehow made it through there. And wasn't expecting to come out in second for sure, but yeah, it was a wild race for me, especially.
It seemed like up and down. It was a wild race. I never did ask you during the interview, during the race, did you notice any damage at all from that lap 1 incident?
Oh yeah, she was wrinkled up big time and wasn't feeling too good, but we just kind of adapted and made best of what we could do. And we were pretty fast. The last little scrub against the wall didn't help things because I think it knocked the toe out a little bit more than it already was. And I just didn't have anything for Kyle there. But congrats to him. He drove a great race, and it's good to see he's get his first win.
when the season's right, the season's right. It seems like anytime that you are near the end of the race, you're always up at the front. We've talked about this before, and how you finally got your cockpit set up in your rig. But does it seem like no matter what, you've got control of basically your destiny now? Is you've opened up another big points lead?
Yeah, I mean the points. It's going to take some really bad luck to mess that one up. Which if nights go like they did tonight, you never know. But yeah, we just kind of saved tires throughout the race, and that first caution actually helped a lot because I thought a caution was out, so I was putting around out there. And I looked up, I was like, oh God, gotta go. But so I was able to just kind of ride around that whole time and save a bunch of tire. But yeah, the damage just kind of did me in tonight.
And before I let you go, favorite Thanksgiving side dish?
Well, it might disappoint people to know, but we like to eat barbecue around here on Thanksgiving. So yeah, maybe like some hush puppies or something.
Ooh, I was telling these guys in the opening of the show that I'm actually having the local barbecue joint do our turkey this year, so I'm really excited about that. Anyone you want to thank?
Yeah, Aunt Mary Alice, as always, for coming in here and watching and cheering me on. She got to see a lot tonight, so hopefully she's still proud. But yeah, you guys for broadcasting, and Lowell for letting me run this thing, and all the guys for being nice and respectful.
A man of good taste, James Lowe, your points leader, finishing off in.
Aunt Mary Alice, I've changed my mind. I was inviting you over to James's house. He's not having turkey. You stay where you are, young lady, and you have yourself some good old American goose. Let's go ahead and talk to Kurt
come
Smith.
on.
You can no, the barbecue on Thanksgiving. I know the story. There was no barbecue from the Indians there. Kurt, you got a copy? Kurt Smith is not
Yes,
with
sir.
us. Oh, got it, Kurt. Hey, you know what? You are impossible to broadcast. I pride myself in being able to watch a driver work through the field. You, out of all the drivers I've ever covered, get to a podium position so under the radar. It's incredible. Every time the race, I look up, there's Kurt Smith in a podium position. Don't know how you got there.
Actually, tonight I'm not sure how I got there either. I got some damage in that first wreck that didn't cause a yellow, and the car wasn't quite right after that. So
it was fun to watch a race. And then at the very end, in that big kerfuffle, were you able to get around that one?
No, I took some damage in on that one too. I actually drove up under Todd Liston there and kind of got hit in the back a little bit too, since we all checked up so quick.
Well, you did it again. You get a podium. It's always great to talk to you in the interview, man. You are fun to watch. Former champion. Well done. Let's go. My partner just had a great question for James Lowe. Favorite side dish at the dinner coming up? What's it going to be?
I stick with you. Good old mashed potatoes and gravy.
Oh, that's right. You know what? Aunt Mary Alice, you go over to Kurt Smith's house. He's having Thanksgiving the right way. Well done, buddy. We'll see you down the way. Good job, Kurt. We'll see you down the road.
Thank you. Y'all have a good Thanksgiving.
We will indeed. I'm going to have a good one knowing that the Cucumber Kurt is having Thanksgiving the right way. And all of you people at home, you have it the right way too. It's turkey. I'll give you the ham. You can have the ham, but we're not doing the barbecue no matter what my director says. All right, partner, take us home before I get us in more trouble.
Well, I was going to say, I'm going to have the stuffing with sausage in it. All right, so we are off for Thanksgiving. New Smyrna Speedway is the next race, Saturday, December 6th, 9:10 p.m. will be that race. And guess what? You get me on Monday. It's Thanksgiving Thunder. I'll have J.R. Shepard alongside. 7:55 p.m. Eastern is the time. We're here on VGN. And, of course, Tuesday, you've got triple bypass racing at Rockingham Speedway, 8:55 p.m. Eastern. Here on VGN. And no matter how you celebrate Thanksgiving, whether you do turkey or decide that, you know what, you don't necessarily need turkey in Thanksgiving, that's okay too, as long as you're with the ones you love. So on behalf of all of us here at VGN, my name is Jeremy Scott, Bill Subson, my partner on the other side, and of course, Lowell Jewell making it sound oh so good in that smoky control room. Remember, keep it between the ditches, keep it point forward, and always keep it greasy side down. We'll see you Monday night here on the Virtual Grip Network.